What is up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com and, of course, WCR Nation. Good morning. It's the morning meeting on Monday morning. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. And, there's something I want to talk about today, and it's the close rate. What is your close rate? Close rate is huge because close rate is what tells you if your price is too high or too low or what. And I was talking to somebody just a little bit ago, and I shared a post. Super awesome. I love when people ask the question. I love when seeing people kind of in that stage where they're trying to grow. And one of the things that came up was, hey, I want to raise my price, but some people have told me it's too much. I can't raise it by that extra dollar a window because it's too much. So I want to know what your close rate is. In the comments here, just tell me what your close rate is in your state. But 80 to 85% of people that I talk to will say yes, and I'm a good closer, right? But I want to be on the side where not everybody is going to go with me. I'm not the lowest one in the area. Most of us say that, our window cleaning companies are not the lowest one in the area. So it all comes back to your close rate. If you're closing 100% of the people, are you not charging enough? That's kind of the question. And that's where close rate really does come into play for how important it is. Yes, I do have weeks and times, especially in busy season, where that close rate goes up because people just want it. They know who we are. They've seen great things. And I'm not talking about referrals. I'm talking about cold closes. So somebody calls you out of the blue and says, hey, I found your name online or your number online, and I just want a quote. Giving it to them, they've not heard of you or anything. That is at 80 to 85%. Now, referrals, it's almost 100% on referrals because people didn't trust you. They trust, Karen up the street. They're going to trust you. So referrals are a different story. But what is your close rate when somebody just cold calls you and looks for your service, window cleaning or pressure washing? It's pretty interesting. And I did a test one time because I had this conversation. Now it's been probably 7 years with somebody. Man, you're way too low. You're just way too low what you're charging. I said, well, I still have people say that you're too expensive. I don't think we can. I think that we're different in our area. That's what I think. Which, by the way, if you always say you're different in your area, I beg to differ. Your customers are more than likely not different than anybody else's customers. Just keep that in mind. But he said, here, do something. Try something for me. He said, double your price tomorrow. I said, yeah. He's like, no. Double your price for one day. Everybody who calls you, you charge twice as much as you would have. I said, sounds horrible. I'm going to close nothing that day. He says, but it's a day. It's a day's worth, right? Just see what happens. And I did. I doubled my rate. I picked one service, and it was house washing, which was what we were talking about. And I doubled my price on my house wash, and it did not change my close rate one bit. So what that basically told me is that I wasn't charging enough. That is really, that's like awesome information when you think about it. Like, think about how else do you figure this out? You can't compare yourself to somebody else. Andre Holmes just said that too. Great idea for WCR Nation podcast. He said, I compare myself sometimes to everybody else, and you have to realize what your business is and where your wins are, small or large, where your business is at, and that's what you need to focus on, not everybody else's. Which, again, that is 100% true. But keeping yourself to the forefront of kind of being the right price. Not anybody wants to be the lowest price. That obviously there's people that are lower than you. Every single person who's watching this, somebody's lower than you. I know it. So don't be the lowest price. If you want to be the lowest price, again, it's your company. You could do kind of however you want, but you need to figure out what works best for you. And that's where price comes in. Jason, I love it. He's got actual numbers. Jason, currently at 93%. Jason, I would love to know if you think that you are too low at 93% close rate, or do you think you could squeak it up a little bit and charge more? Just a question on that. But that's awesome. That means that he's tracking it if he knows the price. He knows the percentage. Which, by the way, if you're not tracking yourself, there's so much information that's out there. So much information that you're just getting every second of the day. How many people you talk to? Where are they coming from? How are they hearing about you? What was the last thing they saw you on? What's your close rate? Like all those little bits of information, you can learn so much about your business, so much about your business by doing that. Gareth, what's going on, man? He said we are far from cheapest, but he'd say 80% close rate if he speaks face to face, drops dramatically if we do it online, 45% mark. Yeah. So that's awesome. Again, having those numbers and knowing kind of where you're at really kind of tells you, where you're at. What I would say on that one, if you're trying anything new, your close rate 80% on your face-to-face is good. Find your USP. Find your unique selling point. Michael Geller said one time, he said, have people that he's a magician and he was trying to hire himself out and he was doing the price thing too. And he said, a magician friend of his said, make people want to hire Michael Geller because there's only one Michael Geller and it doesn't matter the price then. If they want you, they have to pay for you. So that's interesting. I'd love to see that close rate get a little up there online. But yeah, awesome stuff. Jason said that we are not the cheapest, but the best. I like it. I love it. Lewis, here's another one. I try to stay at 60% close rate. He gets it. Like you guys that are striving to have everybody, and again, when you're new, it's really, really hard to get no. Like it's really, really hard to just have somebody be like, you know what, we're going to look around. Okay, wait. What if I could do it for extra fit? Like that is super hard. The longer you're in business, the easier it becomes to say, you know what, I'm not going to step over dollars to make pennies. And again, if you're making $0, like you have no work and you finally have the opportunities, there's a little bite on the line. It's really, really easy for you to do everything in your power to get them to say yes, because some money is better than no money, right? But I love that 60%. What that tells me, and I've never even seen his company or anything, but I know that his price, he's a premium service. He likes Kansas City. I know that from his picture. But yeah, he is a premium service because of that. Like wrapping your brain around a house. Okay, so on a house wash, sure, in some HOAs you have to have it done. I get that. But you could always do it yourself. You could always go and buy the jug of stuff that doesn't work from Lowe's or Home Depot, right? So we're still a luxury business. No one has ever been in to a Lamborghini dealer or Ferrari, whatever your car is that you like, right? No one's ever been there and been like, what's the price? And I'm like, oh, it's $325,000. You go, yeah, no. You know what? I'm going to go see if anybody's got a better deal on a Lamborghini. Yeah, I'm just going to go see what else they got. And then somebody else goes and then they buy a Honda and they're like, you know what? I just bought this Honda. I saved a ton of money, but it just didn't get me 0 to 60 at the same time, right? Like people understand that in a luxury business, it's different. Now, yeah, of course, somebody's going to eventually ask what the price is because they got to write the check or whatever. But a lot of times in a premium business, which we are, everything we do is premium, you can charge premium prices. And I'm not saying, here's the other big argument that people say is that they think that because you charge more, that you're somehow gouging the system and you're somehow taking advantage of listen, whatever anybody says, it doesn't matter what somebody says about your business because you can do it however you want. But I don't think that that's gouging at all. I think that I know, just like Jason said, he says not the cheapest, but he's the best. He knows he's the best. So he knows he's worth the money. If you think you're not worth the money, then you need to look in the mirror before you go out and change your prices. And yeah, he is absolutely right. He said, raise your prices, work less, and make more. I and a lot of you started a window cleaning or pressure washing or whatever type business so that you could work smarter, not harder. Yes, we do some hard work. Like there's nothing Of course, we are hard workers, but I would much rather work a 6 or 8 hour day making twice as much as I would have worked a 6 or 8 hour day than working a 12 or 14 hour day to try to make the same amount. Isn't that just, I mean, if you love working 12 hours a day, now imagine if you made 25% more on every single job you did. 25% more. You increased your prices across the board at 25%. Now, don't make it a big deal. Don't apologize for it. You can't feel bad for it. But imagine if you made 25%. You could still work your 12-hour days if you really just don't want to do anything else with your life. You certainly could, right? We've all had those days. I plowed, and I did 66 straight hours. 66 straight hours. We had this giant, like, storm of the century. It was awful. So I know about long work, but there's something to be said with being able to make more if you're working that. You know, something to definitely think about. But again, tell me where you're at pricing, what your close rate is, and what state you're in. Jacob just said, I work for free or food. Yeah, well, if you're paying Jacob with food, then you're overpaying. You're you're overpaying. He will work for Monster too. Yeah, Jason, you hit it right on the head there too. He said, win their hearts with their or find their pain, and you'll earn their business. That's another thing that a lot of us don't quite realize when we're out there, is that being that we're a luxury, we are creating everything somebody buys is to fix a pain. It's to fix a pain. Even if it's the pain of being, not involved in different things. It's the reason that you buy glasses, or I don't like cold coffee, so I bought this. Like, I don't want to pull my phone out on my desk, so I bought a calculator. Like, it's a pain point. Everything you buy fixes a pain point. Even if the pain point is that you don't have something. So you find someone's pain point, and that will sell them. 100% that will sell them if you find their pain point. And again, you're looking for your USP or your unique selling point. So definitely look at that. And Jason just said that he closed a bid for a bid and completed the job in 3 days for a 180,000 square foot warehouse. And they got it because they showed up to bid it with a crew already ready to start, and they had a deadline. Nice. See, that's exactly it. The pain point for him was that nobody was there. They needed to have it done. They had a deadline. It had to get done. We just got to. Guess what? What they charged for that didn't much matter because you didn't focus on price. I love it. That's awesome. Jacob said, enjoying a Monster right now. That's good. Glad. Jacob Dell. Awesome guy, by the way. He'll be at the Huge Convention, by the way, if you're going. I know for everybody else, the Huge Convention's like forever away. Go to www.thehugeconvention.com. But for us, we have so much planning and stuff to do that we're already in the thick of it. So Gareth just said, I spoke to one window cleaner, been doing it 10 years, never spoke to anyone else in the industry. I found out I made more in 1 week than he did in a month. I told him to double his rates, and he's done it, lost one job out of hundreds. It's the story. Like, there is no, I can't tell you what to charge. Gareth can't tell you what to charge. Jacob Dell can't tell you what to charge. Jason can't tell you what to charge. Who tells you what to charge is your market. And if you think your customers are different, you find out, you ask them without asking them. You can't go to somebody and say, hey, if I charged you more, what would you say? Of course, they're going to go, I don't want to get charged more. But if you change those prices and raise it, you'll find out with your close rate. Look at Lewis Coatney. His close rate was, I'm trying to go back up to it, was 60%. 60%. There's still 60% of people that he talks to on a cold basis that says, you know what? Dude, I love what you're offering. I love what you have. Like, I want you. I'm going to pay that price. And there's 40% of people who go, yeah, I'm going to look for a cheaper option. Okay, like, cool. I'm not going to win everybody. I'm just not. There's always going to be somebody lower than you price-wise. There's always going to be somebody who focuses more on price, and you'll lose people to that. But guess what? I'm not going to go somewhere and make $20 an hour to do a house wash or a roof clean or a window cleaning or a gutter cleaning. I'm not going to do that. But somebody out there will. And we always talk about the bucket bobs and everything. There's a bunch of people out there who just don't have insurance. They don't care. It's just out there. It's cool. Go get it. Like those people, the splash and dashers and bucket bobs, right? They can go and take all that work that I'm not going to do anyway. And there will always be somebody to replace them. As soon as they decide to get arrested for, whatever, they've been doing it for beer money all this time. There's going to be somebody else who just jumps in and does their job at those hours. There's always going to be somebody. So why compete with those people? Chase the dream, not the competition. I know it sounds crazy because we clean bird poop off of windows and green stuff off of siding, but the dream is having a business that's successful. It's creating a legacy. It's creating something out of nothing. That's the excitement. Do that. Don't follow on price. But if you're watching this not live, go ahead and tell me what your close rate is. Literally, everybody, if you know it, or you could even guess it, tell me. I would love to read it. But that's the morning meeting. Again, we do this every Monday and Wednesday. If you got a topic you want to talk about, go ahead and put it in the comments. Otherwise, make sure to check out the Shoot the Poo, which comes out tomorrow and Thursday. That's me and Alex. We're doing the same kind of thing, talking about business, talking about everything. And that comes out tomorrow. But go ahead and also check out WCR Nation, the Window Cleaners podcast. It's also a service industry podcast, so pressure washers, check it out. It's anywhere podcasts are available, or you can search it on YouTube. But either way, thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll be back again in a couple days. Thanks for your interaction, too. Go out there, and 2020 is going to be an epic year for everybody, so I hope you guys are killing it.